What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to the channel. I have round 2 of this Web Plus tour here today on the 14th of October 2025. Round 1 was not bad at all. I think we were 3 over, 5 over or something. What do we got here? It was 5 over gross, 75 gross, 70 net, which is pretty good. Let's play round 2. It looks like nothing has changed other than the wind is now breezy. We're loading up red rock here. We should have a round 2 scorecard here any minute. But first round was good. I'm right around a 19 to 20 handicap on the real golf course. And in this league, I'm about a 5 or a 6 handicap, which kind of holds true to the, you're about 10 to 15 strokes better in the simulator than you are on the real golf course. That's going to vary for some people, obviously, but that seems to hold true for me. And it's been that way all the way kind of through my journey. This course takes a long time to load. Okay, what do we got here? We only need to go about 250. Let's hurry through this round the best we can here. Is that another, what was that? Little closed club face there or something. Definitely came into out, which is good. I do believe the course is calling this deep rough, although it just looks like dirt, one of GSPRO's many endearing characteristics. We can see the pin is at the top. That was a bit thick. We'll see where that ends up. Yep. You can't hit thick shots when you're already taking like a 25 or whatever % penalty out of the deep rough. It's just the laws of GSPRO, which there are many, and very few of them benefit the golfer. But they didn't have any problem renewing my contract, my annual subscription fee on the 8th of October, so that's fine. 10 feet, playing about 10 feet. Saved par even with that 40 offline tee shot. These fairways are just a smidge narrow for your boys liking here. Let's try this 3-wood off the tee. Because on the real golf course, I'm not going to have my mini driver and my real driver in the bag. Or maybe I will. Maybe I will. Okay, hit it off the bottom of the club. That is going to hurt us real bad because it's calling this deep rough. I don't hit low lofted clubs out of the deep rough because it's not very realistic. Let's just get out of here. Hopefully this is a par 5. I think what happens on these par 5s is you're like, if I get something nice and far off the tee, I might get a birdie here. And then you do some nonsense like I just did, and you end up getting a bogey or a double bogey instead, when if you'd just taken a nice easy swing off the tee, you might not be in the predicament you're in, right? Why is everything veering off to the left? That is absolutely going to cost us a couple of strokes. What happened there? That sucks. All right, we had the first hole was good. Second hole has been, I would say, shit show is a nice way to put it. Let's aim up here again. What did we do there? We came over the top. Let's make sure we're coming nice and in to out here. Have this back foot back pretty far. It's still drawing over. Don't ask me how that works. I have nothing to tell you. 56 yards. Let's see if we can get out of here without too much ass pain, but you're already on the 6th shot. Meaning even if you dunked this, it'd be a bogey. And then we got at least two putts coming up, unless I can finesse this in. It's breaking really hard. Let's watch it leak back toward the hole. The greens are a little ridiculous in GS Pro. I've played some pretty nasty golf courses, and I've never had to aim this far to the left or right to get anything to the hole. That didn't want to drop, if you can believe that. So we're 2 over after 2. We're playing typical turboed Talon golf, bogey golf here. We got a tailwind now. This is already playing in the 120s with a slight tailwind. We just gusted up to 10 miles an hour. Ball's directly behind the bunker. In the golf community, we call that a sucker pin, because of the suckers that go for the pin and then end up in the bunker. Its namesake is basically golfers like me. That looks like it was pulled. We're safe on the green. Oh boy, safe was a loose term. As bad as this is breaking, I'd say we need to aim about right there. Watch it leak back to the hole. Pretty absurd. GS Pro physics is all I really have to say here. .42, 43, playing about 48 feet. Watch it leak back to the hole. Just hit it a little too hard is all. Another thing I don't like about GS Pro, as if there weren't enough of them, when you're putting, I don't want to see 15.3 yards. I want to see how many feet, my putt went. Who the hell judges putts in yards? I don't know. Who the hell am I? But I guess as long as they're watching that money roll in, why would they give two shits? Like, give me an option. Show feet on the putting green. Hell, there might already be an option. It seems like that's too obvious. Like, that should already be an option because it's so obvious. Bounce right. I don't know what that is. It gave it to us. Good drive. Closed club face. I must be getting handsy. 77 yards out of deep rough. We got to hit this ball pretty far. Oh, that was fat. Fat, but somehow worked, which means I had the wrong club in my hand, right? Oh! Wouldn't say the putting's out of control today. 2 over after 4. Let's try to keep it that way. I do believe I ate some strokes for OB in the last. Shit, didn't we eat some strokes for OB here? Is that the last round? Wouldn't say that's great. I can't remember. I'm having like half thoughts here. Okay. That was just straight up blocked. $300, deep rough. We can't hit anything worth a shit out of the deep rough. Let's hit a 7-iron. It's got some loft. It's not gonna go that far. It might go about that far, so let's make sure we're on the fairway here. Okay, my fitness watch just told me I hit my goal of 10 flights of stairs just here in the simulator. Don't ask me, baby, because I can't tell you. This has got to go well over 200 yards. Par 5. Let's just try to get out of here with a par. This is the #1 handicap index hole, so we should get a stroke here too for the net. Terrible shot, bounced it off the turf. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, it is an OB. Yeah, that club was coming through the turf. That would have taken a massive amount of turf if you were on the outside course. The plight of the high handicap golfer. We'll take that though. This is probably going to be a bogey. That's too much of really of a break. We'll just put it right there arbitrarily. I'm not one of those guys that'll sit and triangulate a putt for 45 seconds because I don't care. All I know is we got to go about 13 feet. Bogey, net par, I think. What do we got here? That's a pretty big area for driver to land. Little draw. It's actually going to be in, I think, what is fairway. Oh yeah, that was heely as shit. I can't even believe that worked. Uh, 48 yards up. Let's just make sure we're on the green. 48 yards with a tailwind. Felt short. And it was long. Did it? Trying to get SGT to show the round 2 scorecard, but it just doesn't want to do it. Yeah, that's futile. So if you were trying to display your scorecard on SGT with some sort of auto refresh app, it's basically not possible, because when it refreshes it shows the round 1 scorecard, not the scorecard of the round you're actually playing. First world problems, I guess. That's a little hot, I think. Maybe it'll go in. It'd be nice if you could open the scorecard in a separate screen. Can you open this in its own tab? No. Is what it is, folks. Is what it is. We did get a stroke on that hole, so net birdie, gross birdie, net eagle. Let's perhaps start playing a little faster here. I still got some stuff I got to do before dinner. It's already 6. Too much club. Too much club. I think we did that last time too. Let's see if we can roll this ball conveniently into the cup. 15. You really don't want to hit this ball very far because it's going to go, go, go. 10. Stop! I'm going to have to putt again. I think that was thin. Why is my camera zoomed in? Did I make the loser sign at that camera at some point? Oh. Oh. Let's see if we can not get any more bogeys for a few more holes here. Oh! You can't let your boy drive one green, huh? Damn you. Oops, we don't want to be knocking them together. Ball's going to come out a little left. Oh, you got to be shitting me, dude. Did I just hosel rocket that fucking ball? Come on, baby. What was that? Get in the hole. Oh, come on. I love how the ball ejects off the pin. It actually gains momentum. Good old SGPRO. Landing zone is right near a bunker. Course designer knew that. It looks a little fadey. Get over the sidewalk. Must have had a pretty healthy tailwind to hit a 300-yard shot. Is something wrong with this driver here? Have I broken this piece of shit Callaway driver? All right, she seems structurally stable. We got 145 to the pin out of the rough. We can roll up to the hole though, so let's hit a 7 iron. Wasted, bounce left. Gurk. All right. What do we have in store for us here? Little tenor. Guys, this is dangerous right here. We're 6 feet above the hole when we only need to go 10 yards to the pin. Your ass better hope you can hit a flop shot. Oh! Another lovely feature of GS Pro here. Can't see through the grass. You certainly, no good deed goes unpunished. You heard that hit the pin and it still went 40 feet past. Good drive, 300-yard drive, but again, no good deed goes unpunished. We're putting for par here. Maybe we can get it up there. We need to go about 17 feet to get into the cup, dead at the cup. Come back, roll back. Okay, guys, wasted, absolute wasted opportunity there. You don't want to be taking scores like that on holes where you were basically at the green. 217. Seven wood in hand. A little Healy, we should be fine. Nothing to write home about. Still nothing in the chat. Maybe I disabled the chat. Maybe everybody's busy today. It actually speeds up the pace of play, so I don't mind it. It was fluffy, so we'll see where it goes. Bunker. It is meant to funnel you into the bunker. Okay, what do we got to do to get out of here? Pretty fluffy shot there. You can see it was tearing through the turf. I believe that was sculled. That is a result of something. Something went wrong there. Don't love the score. Let's see if we can keep it under control. She's fading, she's fading, she's power fading into the dirt that's called deep rough. 140. Need to go a hell of a lot further than that. It's going to want to go a smidge left. Why would I aim right there? Tell me why I would aim right there. Why wouldn't I be aimed right there? Let's look at some numbers. That was a really good strike, and it was horridly short. 108 carry here in GS Pro, 153 carry in raw in the lab software. I'm not a physics guy, but I don't think you're going to lose that much yardage out of that lie, because that was a good strike. Not much going on here. It is downhill though, so give yourself a little bit more. It's 10 feet playing 8 feet. Par. We would have rather had a birdie, but the bunkers. We're in an awful lot of bunkers here lately. I will tell you that. We got a headwind. We probably need more club. I know it's a lot to ask since I've only been golfing for about 1.5 years, but I would like to be closer to scratch here in the simulator. That ball was very well struck, but it's wandering over to the right. Would have been a mile from the pin anyway, even if it was on the green. But you do miss out on that. You do miss out on that green in regulation stat, unfortunately. I feel a sneeze coming on. Considering how dangerous that green is, I can't really complain about that. We're gonna take a bogey out of here, but it could have been a lot worse. We'll just aim high air force here and see where the ball goes. Couldn't manage to sneak it in. We'll take our bogey and move on to 13. Starting to get a little out of control with the score here. But we'll see if we can't keep it a little more under control for the remainder of the round. That was Healy and is going to go right versus sometimes when it's Healy, it goes left. You really don't know. And then it looks like we got a hell of a members bounce while I was looking away complaining about the shot. 66 yards in. That was thin. Let's see what happens. Been thinning a lot of 54-degree wedge shots in this round. Need to keep our head down and quit being stupid. .369, are you out of your mind? Let's go. Okay, we only really need to hit about, we only really need it to carry about 250. There's that sneeze, excuse me. Must have snorted something up. That should be on the fairway. We're playing normal firmness. Let's call it 145 just to make it a nice round number. Plus you got some wind to fight with. And it's a par 4. Pretty little to no chance of being on the green here. But we'll try to plop one about right there. bunker, or are we good? We're on. Not close to the pin, which means birdie's pretty much out of the equation. Let's just get it up there. You're going downhill quite a ways, over 54 feet. Watch this ball dribble to the pin. Dribble, 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 dribble. It's too hard. It's going too far. We're probably taking a bogey here. We should have aimed way, 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 way up the hill, and that bit us in the ass. Putting in GS Pro it's okay. There's a smoothing algorithm they got going. I do know that. Sally needed to put her purse down. We're now 7 over. Not proud of it. It is not legal. You cannot legally have 2 good rounds in a row. I guess when I've been playing golf for a decade or whatever, I could maybe expect that, but I think right now it's probably a little bit entitled. A lot of entitlement there. Like, I haven't been playing golf long enough to expect to have 2 solid rounds in a row. What are we at? 135. Let's hit a 9-iron and see what happens. Into the wind. Tee placement, or excuse me, pin placement's not bad. Can't complain about that. Little hot, it should hold the green. Stop. Please stop. Mile away from the pin. What's new? Let's try that. 36 feet. Says it's flat. 37 feet actually. Way too hot. We're gonna have to putt again. That's gonna cost us another bogey. The putting is not on point today at all. That was way too hot. And the fact that we're going uphill lets me know that we were going downhill before. Almost snuck that in for par. Let's take another bogey. Hopefully we can stay under the 10 over mark. We're hitting some pretty good shots, just getting absolutely manhandled on the greens here, which is crazy because I don't think the greens changed. I think the only thing that changed was the wind. So bad putting on my part, and maybe different pin position. Little piss missile. Hopefully she stops. We need to get near the pin on these last few holes so we don't take more bogeys. 70 yards up into the wind. I don't think it'll affect it that much. Too hot. It was too hot. Okay, hopefully we're not taking another bogey here. That should be a par. All right, 2 holes left. Let's try to stay under that 10 over mark. We had a really good round on the last round. This round has been, I'd say, more in the range of mediocrity. Let's see what is in store for us here. Let's just try to keep it between the red and white. Couple more shots here and we'll close out the video, and then I gotta go in and get some stuff done and eat some dinner. That felt soft. We'll see where it lands. Nope, it was good, which means we'd have been over. Which means we'd have been over, guys. Let's see if we can get this birdie. We've got a bit of a break, uphill. I think that's that. Let's just put it right there and give it a little bit of speed. Nope, under the hole. Like a bunch of rookies. Got out of there with our par. Let's see if we can hold on for one more hole. Okay, this hole gave us a ride last round. We had a bad tee shot, a bad second shot. We had a lot of bad shots. Par 5. That was absolutely crushed. That'll be fine. Okay, despite how I look, I'm not dumb enough to go for that green. Let's just punch something up here onto the fairway with an iron. Headwind. .82 into the pin. I really don't want to be in the water, as you might guess. Let's hope we don't hit one of my famous hosel rockets here. No, but it is going right. That was almost a hosel rocket. Look at the replay there. We're lucky that didn't fling over into the water. All right, let's try to chip this ball in. I'm thinking right there. Ah. All right, that concludes the round and the Web Plus tour for this week. Let's take a look at the scorecard. You can't see my scorecard here on SGT, but we finished gross 80, net 75. So we got 5 strokes for handicap. Not a bad round, not a bad couple of rounds. Hopefully we're up in the top few hundred, but again, I haven't really been playing golf long enough to expect anything like that, so it's fine if we don't. Guys, I got some stuff to do. I appreciate you tuning in. We didn't have any action in the chat. I'm guessing people are busy or the chat's not showing. We could check, reset Zoom. I don't see anything in the chat, so there were no chat messages for 3 entire rounds, which is sort of weird, but it's no big deal. It helps me play quicker. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. We should see you again tomorrow, and I think we're going to tackle Web Plus should go. It looks like, depending on what renews, because tomorrow's Wednesday, if we have a league event, we'll play that. If I don't have any league events, I'll play the SGT Tour, which is again going to be at Red Rock Country Club. So by the time I have played all of my events this week, we'll have a whole lot of Red Rock Country Club under our belts. Again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Turbo Talon Golf signing out for tonight. Have a good Wednesday, happy hump day, and we'll see you tomorrow.